Okay, so you might not recognize the name Pyotr Tchaikovsky right away, but I bet you know his music. Seriously, it's everywhere, in movies, in video games, and definitely around Christmas time. He was basically the OG master of creating these huge emotional soundtracks that are still total bangers today. But his story? It's not just about the music. It's about this one massive, life-changing choice he had to make. A choice that honestly we all might face at some point.
No, for real, just think about this for a second. What if your parents had this whole life planned out for you, a safe, respectable job, but all you wanted to do was something completely different? Like become a pro gamer or a full-time streamer or a YouTuber? Well, that's exactly the spot Tchaikovsky found himself in. Let's dive in. All right, so our story kicks off with Tchaikovsky at this huge crossroads in his life. And this first part, it's all about the biggest, riskiest decision he ever had to make. So his parents were like, Peter, you gotta get a stable, respectable career. So they shipped him off to law school. And he did it. He got a government job as a clerk, but he was completely and totally miserable. I mean, can you imagine trying to focus on these super dry legal papers when your brain is just buzzing with amazing melodies? Music wasn't just a hobby for him. It was everything, and he just couldn't ignore it any longer. So this really breaks it down, right? On one side, you've got the safe route, the government job, the steady paycheck, making your parents happy. And on the other side, a totally risky future as a musician. I mean, no guarantee you'll make it, no clear way to even pay your bills. It was literally a choice between being secure and following his passion. So, what do you think he did? Yep, he went with passion. At just 21 years old, he made this incredibly bold move. He straight up quit his safe government job and went back to school for music. This was it. This was his point of no return. He was all in on his dream, no matter how crazy it seemed to everybody else. Okay, so now that he's fully committed to music, he doesn't just start writing songs. Oh no, he starts creating a whole new sound. One of his biggest skills, you could almost call it his superpower, was something called orchestration. Now, think of it like this. A great movie director knows exactly which actor to cast to make you feel something, right? Well, Tchaikovsky did that, but with musical instruments. He knew that a flute could sound delicate, or a violin could make you feel heartbreak, or horns could get you all hyped up. He was basically painting pictures with sound. And his style was just completely unique for the time. He was kind of like a 19th century DJ. He'd take these traditional Russian folk songs he heard growing up and then mix them with the classical European styles that were popular. And this mashup, it created this totally new, totally exciting sound that people had literally never heard before. And where did this awesome new sound really make its mark? In the world of ballet. You see, before Tchaikovsky came along, ballet music was fine. It was often kind of simple, kind of forgettable. But he completely changed the game. He ended up writing the music for some of the most famous ballets of all time. First up, the incredible, heart-wrenching story of Swan Lake. Then came the one you've definitely heard, the ultimate holiday classic, The Nutcracker. And, of course, the magical fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty. His music was so powerful, so full of emotion, that it could pretty much tell the story all by itself. He single-handedly turned ballet music into a serious, respected art form. So Tchaikovsky's creating these absolute masterpieces, but believe it or not, he's still struggling to pay the bills. But that's all about to change because a secret superfan is about to enter the picture, leading to maybe the weirdest and most important friendship in all of music history. Okay, so get this. There was this wealthy widow, Nadezhda von Meck, and she was completely obsessed with his music. So she becomes his patron. It's kind of like if a creator you follow on YouTube or Twitch suddenly got fully funded by one giant fan on Patreon. That's what she did. She sent him enough money that he could quit his teaching job and just focus 100% on writing music. And because of her support, they became super close friends. Over 14 years, they wrote over 1,000 letters to each other. I mean, they talked about everything: music, life, their deepest secrets. But, and here's the crazy part, they never, ever met. Not once, in person. That was the one rule they had. Their entire friendship for 14 years was just through letters. It's like having a best friend that you DM all day, every day, but you both agree you will never FaceTime or meet up.
So weird, right? But it was her support that gave him the freedom to create his absolute greatest works. All right, so with that financial stress gone, Tchaikovsky's career just exploded. He went from being a big deal in Russia to a total global superstar. He started touring all over the world, conducting his own music in huge cities like Paris, Berlin, and London to sold-out crowds. And then, in 1891, he travels all the way to the USA for a huge event. He was invited to conduct at the grand opening of Carnegie Hall in New York City. That's like a massive deal. It basically cemented him as the first Russian composer to become a true international celebrity while he was still alive. His final masterpiece was his Symphony No. 6, and he gave it the nickname Pathique. That name basically just means full of emotion, and wow, it really is. The music is super intense, it's really sad, but it's also incredibly powerful. He actually conducted the very first performance of it just 9 days before he passed away. A lot of people feel like it sounds like his musical goodbye to the world. And you know what? Tchaikovsky himself called it the best thing he ever did. So, after all of that, why should you care about a composer who lived over 100 years ago? Like, why does his story matter to you today? Because his life is basically proof. It's proof that following your passion, even when it is the absolute scariest, riskiest thing you can do, can lead you to create something amazing, something that connects with people across generations, something that can last forever.